I just don't really like it. I mean, that could work. Where we have a lot of things stacked up here, or whatever. But that would definitely mean that on this screen, this would have some problems. So on this previous screen, we're gonna have to have like a, for the history images, they need to be smaller or something like that. Yeah, they would need to be that size. Alright, the next thing is the tiers here. We need two different types. This would be like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So we would want probably this 55 seconds or whatever. Instead of spanning this text area, basically it's going to have this foreground bronze, and then it would have stage 1 in it. And this line foreground is going to have a text align center on it. So it'd look like this. The other option would be that we would have something like that that would go in the middle. I'm not too happy with that though. I think it looks better the other way with the stages. Looking like that. And we might also want to change how this stuff works. So that if we have our tiers in here, that these are blank, and we just do like it would look something like that. So we'd have, you know, like 45 seconds and then less than 40 seconds going out. So something along these lines here. So like stage 1, 2, 3, seconds, or whatever. All right, well, let's get the same thing on the post stage screen. I mean, it looks like it works, so why not? So I think that's our rigging. So let me see if he's got any time to look at this. And I can get rid of this because that's not what we have anymore. Alright, so I need to just save this. Let's previous stages. So on the post mission screen, that's all the stages lined up. No, the little stars to the left of the big pentagon, those are each stage rank. And then also in the thing below, it has stages as well. Well, if you pull up the post stage screen alongside it, might make a little bit more sense. So like when you're going through, the post stage screen will pop up first, and it's got the smaller, those stars will be filling in as you progress through the mission. So kind of at the end of it, that's like the same piece of UI, but without a question mark thing going off the right. Yeah. It's been alright. It's been working with the UI, which is always the most fun thing ever. I guess the small pieces are for the progress bars. They, you can see like the stat that you have, like 35.5 seconds, is inside the progress bar, and then it's got like what you would need to have off to the right. So No, it just locks to like gold or whatever. So there are individual styles for each rank, and those have predefined widths. Yeah, it's like the audio panel where you've got the sound wave. It's got a foreground and background, so that's how it's put together. It's kind of three things all stacked up on top of each other. It's got one line for the background, one line for the foreground, and then it's got text on top. And the text that spans kind of like the 25.5 seconds that's in the middle of the platinum tier, that's actually text on the foreground object. So, anyway. It's literally a less than sign. So on some of the, I mean, we can just remove that and it might make sense for everything. So if you, the only consideration would be some things that are, it should probably be obvious. Like if it's, like times you got punched in the face, if it's stacked up there and you see like 10 punches, 5 punches, 1 punch, 0 punches, I mean, you'll probably understand, oh, I need less than that number, not more than that number. And vice versa of, like goals. If you've got, 1 goal, 2 goal, 3 goals, I think you'll probably get it. Yeah, it would just say goals. No, this is just getting the rigging for it. It's not implemented in the game whatsoever yet. So there's just as much work getting it actually hooked up. This is more the plumbing of all of it. There's a lot of freaking information on those UI screens. I think it'll make sense. I mean, I think the big thing coming into it is going to be the transition into this screen. That's going to help it out more than anything else. Because if it's like, boom, result bronze, and then you're like, well, why the hell did I get that? And then you go to this screen and it's got all this information on it, you'd be like, okay. But if it was just like, result, boom, this screen, you'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah. Alright, well, I'll get back to it later. Yeah, sorry about the voice stuff. Just needed to talk to Adam, make sure it's in line with what he was saying. Twitch has a lot more performance issues since Amazon acquired it. I don't know. Twitch and Amazon, as far as I saw, like the actual guts of Twitch weren't really affected by the Amazon acquisition. Like Twitch has pretty much just been given all the rope it wants in order to do stuff, as far as I understand. So I think they're good to go. When I was there, it was like Twitch is making money. It's doing the thing, so they get all the freedom and all the toys to play with. So, all right, so we need to start actually implementing this stuff in the game. So I'll be right back and I'll start on it. Okay, so let's get started. So get the stage name as well. Okay, so we're going to need the objectives list. This will be the post-stage rank text. A lot more voice desync since the acquisition. Well, I don't know if I'd blame that on Amazon. Like, the features that Amazon's been really wanting are things that hook in, like Amazon Prime and those sorts of features into Twitch. And all of Twitch's core technology, as far as I know, is Twitch. So, I mean, and they just have to scale up and do all that stuff. So, the other things Amazon pushes for Twitch to do is stuff like security, like actually implementing proper security on things and locking it down. So I could imagine some features might get screwed up if some security guy comes in and is like, "Whoa, whoa, you guys are like breaking everything here." Alright, so we got our rank history. We need to get our rank image. Alright, we also have our other image here, which is let's do a no next mission. Amazon forced Twitch to move all servers to EC2. Yeah, I could see something like that. I mean, I guess the problem would be I wouldn't expect Amazon to force Twitch to do much unless Twitch massively screws stuff up. Because it's kind of how corporations work, is usually you retain your independence until you completely fuck something up. So, are we doing anything with this stats container? No, so we can just get rid of it. Let's see, this is going to be post stage bronze achieve, silver achieve, yeah. Alright, so that should get those guys for our badges so we can have these achieved, and then main and all that. So the next thing is going to be this tier list, and the tier list is this progress bar thing. So we'll get these by ID. The next thing is we're going to want an ID here for this post stage rank tier list line clone. And I think we need a objective line clone here. Okay, so we got that, so we need our so we got our foreground, and then we have our various pieces in here. So let's do item bronze and the rest of these rankings. Silver, gold, platinum, diamond. Well, if you're a big company like Amazon, Twitch is no longer your customer, right? Like you're paying for Twitch, so it's more about a security thing and a transition thing. So you're not going to like get money out of Twitch by Twitch using your infrastructure. So it depends. If you've got extra servers, yes, you want them over. But if you don't have extra servers, it doesn't really matter too much anymore because it's you. You don't want to give money to competitors, sure, but if they're making money, I don't know. Just if you're running an organization like that, I doubt the first thing you do, like, you don't buy a company in order to make it use your systems, right? Like you sell something to somebody, they're a customer, they're not you. You don't you don't go into business opening a restaurant to feed yourself. So the reason they would buy something like Twitch is because they're buying their customer base. So I'd imagine Amazon's big thrust is nothing to do with infrastructure, but everything to do with getting money out of the users by getting them to go over to Amazon Prime. Alright, so the other pieces here that I'm going to need are the pieces that control the objectives, and the pieces that control that. So it's going to be like function post stage objective. So what do we got here? So we have the objective, perhaps. We have the screen. So what, I'm gonna need the objective line clone. And this guy we can just kind of make. We're not doing anything complicated with him. Alright, so then we have the tier list line clone. Okay, so this guy is going to be this objective line clone. And then for the objective, we've got the result and the name. They're doing server-side rendering to embed commercials now to prevent people from turning the commercials off. Nice. I guess I've always been pretty much a subscriber to things that I watch, so like I don't see any commercials. But I guess that's how you get around ad block, right? Just screw you guys. We're gonna just put it in the mainstream. You can't skip that which you don't control. Okay, so we're not creating this, we're doing this get child. So we're getting the result. And the name. So we have success and fail. We're going to add things to objectives is what it looks like. Objective, objective result, yeah. We're going to need enums here for this, aren't we? We're going to need like a objective status. So I need an in-progress objective picture. So let's go do that. Only place the streamer trigger commercials. The ads that show up when you first enter are blockable, but streamer triggered ads are very uncommon. Yeah. You actually have to do a commercial break. Though I can kind of see, it depends if they get specific ad revenue for that. It does make sense to give them more tools to guarantee the revenue. It already exists. It already exists. They already have it in progress. Alright, so we've got an objective here. It's got the name, it's got the thing. What else do we need to set on it? The objective line itself also needs the thing. Alright. So we're starting to make progress, is what it looks like. You pretty much leave when a streamer triggers ads. Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that kills stuff, right? Is I think there's this migrating host of people that they're just going to the next platform that doesn't have ads. And that's pretty much everybody. You know, you abandon cable TV to go to YouTube, and then YouTube has ads, and then blah blah blah. You know, there's always these premium services that don't have ads, and then they start to have ads, and people just are like, It's just kind of the death knell. People look at it like, we can do ads, and then yeah, everyone leaves. There's just too much content out there to sit around and listen to some fucking commercial. There's just too much content. The thing is, when ads are actually good, like they're well targeted and there's something you actually care about, it's like, oh yeah, I want that thing. That's very good. But I've only had that happen once or twice, where like you see an ad and you're like, I actually want to go buy that thing. That's freaking amazing. But most of the time it's just trash. It'd be like, it's like, how many times do I want to buy a fucking car? It's like, get rid of these car commercials. I don't care. I'm not buying one for another 5 years. Yeah, or if they're entertaining or something. But at that point, it's kind of still meh. Alright, so objectives need results. So let's go to our game objects. So we have game stage, we have objectives. So we need a new object here, which is going to be called a game objective. So we're going to have a name, and then we're going to have a result. And that also means we need to go to our definition objects and add it. I don't know, the Super Bowl had good ads this year with Tide. Tide won everything. Which is just stupid that of all companies to be most tuned in to what people want to see for marketing is fucking Tide. But I guess it's kind of funny. Like, they didn't really have to sell their product. You know, they just have to point out stupid crap. They're like, oh, look, everybody's all clean. Yep, must be a Tide ad. And just make fun of how bad the other commercials are. While just doing tropes from everything. Alright, so we've got our game objectives in there. Just making sure I haven't got any compile errors here. Let's generate this stuff up. And then go implement the all that. So this will be our game data. And I could build much more robust autogen systems and all that stuff, but at some point you just got to start using the systems you have and just don't worry about it. Especially with games, it's like you got to close at some point. You got to stop building shit and just start using what you got, even if it's stupid. Okay, so for our stage, we need our objectives here. So objective, new objective, and add objective to it. New objective to it. Alright. We need to do the same thing for the missions. Alright, now we need to make the convert to game objective function. So this will be set name and set result. And then inside of our stage stuff, this is going to be objectives.add convert to game objective, and then new stage set objectives. And we need to do the same thing for the game mission. Alright, let's compile that out. See what we get. Son of a bitch. It's gonna be a long day. Set an alarm for 12:30 p.m.
Okay, your alarm's set for 12:30 p.m.
Shit. Oh man. Alright, let's see. Game objective is game objectives. And then objectives down here is still the wrong object type.